Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
What's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on? How everybody doing out there? Y'all already know what it is. We are back again, man. And it's bonus banger time, y'all. It's bonus banger time, y'all. That's a lock. It's bonus banger time, y'all. That's a lock. And I got one. I keep a banger at all times. But like I always say before I start these videos off, I have no problem delivering this content to everybody that's out there working hard, working a 9 to 5. Everybody that's out there with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to watch in the morning times, and I promise y'all, there's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. I only ask for one thing, and that's for y'all to just stay out the way, man. That's it. That's all I need y'all to do, man. I need y'all to choose staying on the street than going behind bars, man. What that's an easy decision. Just think about it. You either want to be on the street with your family or you want to go behind bars and sleep in a room with somebody whose feet stink, man. Take your pick, man. You want to go live in the bathroom? Go live in the bathroom. Or you want to stay at home and use a bathroom, man, separately, man. It's an easy choice, man. I'm going to choose to stay out here and stay out the way. That's what I'm going to do. And that's all I want for y'all, man. It's an easy decision. Don't bump your head on it. Don't try to look in the mirror and try to study it and think, should I keep doing this and doing that? Or Weezy say, I'm going to be in the prison if I keep. Yes, you're going to get locked up if you keep doing the same things you was doing, man. You can't come into the new year doing the same old stuff, but most of y'all are, though. Most of y'all are, and I give y'all that, man. You're going to have to learn your own lesson on your own time, man. Sometimes going to prison is the way to learn your lesson, and I hate to say it, but some of y'all going to have to experience some of these stuff in the stories that I'm talking about, man. It's a crazy thing, but it's the only thing that probably straighten you out. And that's what you're going to have to do, man. So I just pray for everybody, man. Everybody watch me. I just want y'all to do one thing, and that's just stay out the way. Period, man. But y'all already know what it is, man. This is a bonus banger. So what I need y'all to do with this one, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, this one, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. What? It's time for business. It's time for business, y'all. And the story I got for y'all today is called The CO Got Lined Up. Part 1. Crazy story, crazy situation, but we are aware, people. We are in the penitentiary, man. Crazy things happen, man. All the time. I'm letting y'all know right now, man. You have some people in there, man, that's the master of manipulation. You have some people, man, that just live for just setting you up. You have some people that just love lining you up. They do all the dirty things that you can think of, man, when it comes to deceitful stuff and sneaky stuff, man. I'm letting you know these are where the people are at, man. They are in penitentiary, man. And they are waiting to do whatever to you, man. It don't matter who you are, CO, inmate, somebody that come from the street that work in prison, man. People do not care that's in penitentiary, man. People do not play fair in there. They don't care about how nobody feel and think, man, when it comes to completing the mission of lining somebody up. I have seen it so many times from so many different angles. So with that being said, though, we are in Lawrenceville for this one, y'all. We are on Lawrenceville. And I can remember being in 60 building game for this one, man. And it was kind of a different little situation for me while I was in 60 building, man. I've been in 60 building. This is my second time in there. The first time I was in there, it was a little San Francisco out. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, but this time around it was a little different, man. I've been in, you know what I mean? Like, they got rid of me in 30 building, sent me back to my original pod, which was San Francisco, which was a crazy trick, man. Like, I didn't really like having to get moved back to that place, man. But it's been years now, so it kind of flipped over and changed. It's a different little situation over there, man. But for the most part, y'all know I'm blending in, man, trying to stay out the way, man. But like, I'm already kind of somebody that's been on the compound that's known for kind of touching that package, y'all. Pause. Like, I'm always trying to get to some money. Like, the COs, some of the COs knew it, and all of the inmates that knew me definitely knew it. I didn't know everybody on that account, but people that knew me definitely knew that I was about that paper, man. Like, that's what was going down, and that's all I cared about. But when I moved to 60 building, it was like a different little aspect of everything. Moving there, losing a phone. I have no phone while I'm over there. There's new friends, there's new dudes. I have to get used to all type of new different situations, man. So like, everything was different. The COs, the administration, everything was different when I moved over there. But I have been down a little bit now. I have been down over probably about, around this time, I've been down probably about 12 years now. About 12 years. I got about 12 years under my belt, man. I feel like a veteran game. You know what I mean? So I'm just in there trying to blend in. I'm not really trying to do nothing, man. But like, I'm minding my business. A couple plays came to me while I was in there. I got a couple dollars just off the whim. Nothing that I'm really doing that's mine's crazy. But still, I'm surviving in the block. That's all I'm doing. So for real, I'm not really messing with a lot of dudes in there. Y'all already know that. When I'm back in 60 building, I never had a bunch of dudes like how I be when I'm 30, 40 building. I don't be like that on Sussex 2. It's just a few guys that I'm talking to. And these guys wasn't even from the town. The dudes that was from the town, they wasn't even in my block. I used to kick it with dudes that was in 70 building. Ballhead was in 70 building. I used to go outside and holler at him. So it was like, I really didn't have nobody over there that was like my main guys at this particular moment, man. But for the most part, like, I'm just doing me. So like I say, it was a whole new regime of COs and a lot of different people that I had to see when I got back to that side of the yard, because I haven't been on that side of the yard in a long time. So when I got over there, they had a new unit manager in 60 building. I noticed that they had new COs and there wasn't a lot of boys that was in my pod. They put me back in the same pod and there wasn't a lot of boys over there. Now, there were boys in the building, pause. Like it was probably about, I'll say out the whole building, I'm gonna say 5. You know what I mean? Out the whole building, like 2 over into 2 pod. It was like an old head boy that was in our pod. And then probably like 2 or 3 over in the 63 pod. So out the whole building, probably like 5. But when I was in there first time, it was headquarters. But this time around, it was different. So it's like, they got female COs over here. They got the dude COs. Like, it was just a cool environment. Like, that's one thing about 60 building. But take away the San Francisco part, it's a little chill, laid back environment. It's not a lot of violence. Stuff happens, but it's not like 30 and 40 building, man. Like 30 and 40 buildings, guys my age, it's a lot more going on over that other side of the yard. This is more laid back, ducked off, I'm staying out of the way game. That's kind of like what this is. But dudes still be getting their feet wet in that joint. Dudes still be trying to get some money or whatever the case. So I'm in that joint chilling, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. But the whole time that I'm in there, it was crazy because it was this one CO dude, man. And like, out of all the COs that used to work, and he worked the morning shift. Like, he used to work the morning shift, and when he do a double, he'll probably be in the evening sometimes. But we gonna call him CO Wright with a W. But CO Wright was all right, though. I ain't even gonna lie. Cool young boy. He was a young boy. I'm gonna give him late 20s. So, I mean, he wasn't a young boy. For CO, that's a young boy. Like, he looked it slightly young, but I knew he was probably like late 20s. But he was one of those dudes that would come in the block and talk junk. He was a Redskin fan. He would come in there, watch the football, watch it in any party he want to go to. He come to work, he'll post up, watch the games, chill. You know what I mean? He was cool. He was cool with everybody in there. Like, he didn't push nothing at nobody. He walk in the block, the whole block smell like la and wine. He didn't care about it, man. Like, when Officer Wright come on, it was good money in there. You know what I mean? Now, the people that I was telling y'all about that were the boys that's in the building, one of them had a job. Now, I remember when I was in there the first time, Chicago had a job. There was a couple of other boys, pause, that was in there that was working, you know what I mean? That were in my block the first time, but this time around, they were gone. So this was a different, like this, I never seen these boys that they got over there. I never seen these guys before, ever in my life. But it was this one boy that had a job. Now, his job, he didn't work for the unit manager, but he worked for the counselor, you know what I mean? But he used to move around all the time. He used to always had a little jean outfit on. Y'all know in Lawrenceville, we could wear the jeans, like the Levi's. We could buy Levi's, the Levi's short sleeve shirts and the Levi's long sleeve shirts. Like, if a guy's walking around all day with his Levi outfit on, that's kind of like, we consider like, yo, he think he fly. Like, you know what I mean? I had a Levi suit, but I only wore my jump to the visiting room. That's the only time you would see. When you see that come out, it's visiting room time for me. But you have guys in there, it's they stuff. They can wear it every day if they want to. So the guy that I'm talking about, man, we gonna call him Cupcake. That wasn't his name, man, but we're gonna call him Cupcake, man. Like, he was a different type of individual. Like, he was more slightly older. I'll give him like in his 40s. But pause, he didn't look old. I ain't even gonna lie, he didn't look old, but you could tell he was probably older than us. He was in his 40s. He was kind of tall dude. He used to have a little curly, nice little joint. Kind of looked like he had a curling iron in the cell, kind of like how his joint used to look. I don't know how he did it like that. But for the most part, he was one of those gay dudes slightly that kind of like respectful. And like, he didn't mess with nobody. He never disrespected nobody. He never came out and starting stuff and walking around trying, you know what I mean? He wasn't on none of that crazy stuff. The only time you would see him, the only time you would see Cupcake is when Cupcake come out and come to your pod, because he had the job working for the counselor. Now, for him having the job working for the counselor, he had access granted pass to all the blocks. Now, he slept in cell, he slept in pod, he slept in this, he was in sales. Now, he was in 62 pod. You know what I mean? But with him having that job, that gave him access to be able to move around and do what he want to do. But at the end of the day, like he used to come in the block, come get you if the counselor wants you, come, you know what I mean? Like, he had a little simple little job, but the police never would say anything to this man. You know what I mean? He never would say nothing to this man. And a lot of his work he would do in the morning times by coming to get people, giving them passes. Look, the counselor want to see you at this time. The counselor needs you to sign this paper. Look, they got to do this. Like, that's all he would do. And he would handle his business. He'll come in. He wouldn't be disrespectful. He wasn't on none of that type of time. But when you would see him, you will always, when he coming out pod, majority of the time, he will always be coming in the pod with C.O. Wright. And when him and C.O. Wright be coming in the pod, like, they'll be in the pod, they'll come in, and C.O. Wright kind of like just joking, like they laughing and joking. It didn't look crazy, you know what I mean? But I will always see him coming with C.O. Wright. Now, C.O. Wright, not only did C.O. Wright used to mess with a chick that used to work at Lawrenceville, man, he had a chick on the street. Now, I used to talk to C.O. Wright, like, for real. C.O. Wright, I met him when I came over there, but he done came over to 30 building a couple times, so he knew about 30 building. He didn't really know about me. I wasn't doing it like that, but he knew about a lot of stuff that was going on the compound. So me and him, when me and him would kick it, like me and him and the laundry dude, because he really used to rock with the laundry dude. Word, that's where he used to rock with the laundry dude. Man, I ain't gonna call bro name and put him in this, but the laundry dude, that was a 60 building, if you know, you know. But when I used to be upstairs on the top tier, and then C.O. Wright would come from 62 part from making rounds and end up being by the laundry area, he would sit up there with us for like almost an hour until outside record come back sometimes, man. He'll be up there just kicking it, talking about everything that's going on, about the COs and all of this and all this. That's how we found out that he used to mess with the CO that used to work there. I'm not gonna say her name either, you know what I mean? But he used to mess with her. But he was saying how he got a girl on the street, blah, 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 you know what I mean? He had a daughter, all type of stuff. He's telling us everything, you know what I mean? He doing his job. He's working here because he lost his scholarship, you know what I mean? Like, this is the only job kind of that's around the town. So like, I kind of knew a little bit about him, man. And me and him used to kick it. But when I used to see him coming in with the dude Cupcake, I never looked at it like it was crazy, y'all. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, like, C.O. Wright was kind of on my radar to see if I can get some of this paper, y'all. Y'all know the count, so boom. But still, though, I wasn't, y'all know how I am. I'm not a thirsty individual. I'm not somebody like, yo, hey, look, man, because this is a lot of cool. Everybody that works at Lawrenceville, 90% of everybody that working there is cool. Real talk. So it'll entice you to kind of like pull up and be like, yo, I'm trying to da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But all the time you can't do that. You know what I mean? You can't do that all the time, man. So like, as much as C.O. Wright was cool, I'm still in a stage where I'm like, nah, I don't gotta be thirsty. Like, he know the count. If he want to try to get some bread, he gonna definitely holler at me. So I'm just gonna be patient. So I wasn't even tripping. You know what I mean? So as we talking, the slider open up. The slider open up. I look. I talked him up. You know what I mean? I see C.O. I looked up. I see C.O. Wright and the dude Cupcake coming in the joint. So Cupcake come in and he called the white dude last name. They got to go see the counselor. So when C.O. Wright walked in, he went straight to the brick wall. And then Cupcake came and was waiting for the dude to come out from his cell. And he was standing by the wall with Wright. And he was just kicking it with Wright. You know what I mean? He was just kicking it with him, kicking it with him, kicking it with him. And I'm hearing him talk. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not paying no mind because this was normal activity. Like, the dude Cupcake wasn't on no disrespectful stuff. He just had a gig. He's just moving around doing his bid. So like, it never looked super duper fishy to me in my book. So the white dude came, got his pass, went to the counselor office. He walked out with Cupcake. Officer Wright stayed in the block. So Officer Wright stayed in the junk, chilled, did his round. When he got upstairs by my cell where the laundry room was at, he kicked it with us for a minute. And then he slid out. Next day, roll around, I remember Cupcake come call me and say the counselor wanted me. Now, my annual review was in March. So this is like in January. This is around the first of the year, 2012. Something like that. That's what I want to say. But Cupcake paused. He come call me. He called my name. Like, yo, you like the counselor wants you? I'm like, for what? I don't go to March. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So I come downstairs. He had a regular, his voice was like regular. He didn't have like a super duper, like, you know what I mean? Like, he was super duper feminine type of voice. His voice was like, hey, Weezy, they want to see you in the counselor office. Like, they need you in the counselor office, Weezy. That's where they want you at. And it's such and such want to see you in there. They got their name on the bulletin board to be seen today. I'm like, I'm like, yeah, they want you in there. Like, he won't disrespect. I'm like, all right, that's what's up. You know what I mean? Like, he won't no disrespectful stuff. So I shoot out. They already had somebody in that joint. So I'm just standing on the wall, kind of like by the barber shop. But somebody cut hair in the barber shop, but I'm beside the barber shop door. The barber shop door is closed and I'm right here. The counselor office is in front of me. The unit manager office is right here. So I'm standing at the door. I'm like this. I'm just waiting. You know what I mean? So as I'm waiting, the big slider opened up for the outside door. I look, Officer Wright coming to the joint. He was like, you see me? He was like, oh, what's up, Wright? What you doing out here? I was like, I'm waiting to see the counselor, man. I was like the dude, you know what I mean? Like, I never really called him Cupcake. I never really had to have conversations with this man. His name on Cupcake, but I'm telling you, it was some crazy stuff, but I never called him. I never said it like that. I never said it, man, but word, I'm like, yeah, look, such and such called me and told me the counselor wanted me, man. So I'm just seeing what was, you know what I mean, what's going on, whatever. He like, oh, and I just seen his face. I'm like, what's up, you good? He like, and I kind of felt like that was my opportunity, kind of like the, you know what I mean? Like, because we right there in the hallway, like the counselor door is closed. We a little bit of distance from the barber shop. Ain't nobody in the unit manager office. Nobody's in the hallway. The dude cut the hair. That junk super loud. So I'm like, hey. So I'm like, what's up? You all right? Everything good? He was like, yeah. The slide opened up again. I looked up. I seen Peaches come through the junk. Peaches was like, he seen him right there. Like he was about to say something. Then he seen me. He was like, he walked in with his head and he like, oh. He went in the council office. He went in the council office and he disappeared. And Wright was like, man, Wright, you junk crazy, man. I'm like, what? He was like, man, don't worry about it, man. No, don't worry about it, man. I'm just venting out loud. I was like, what you talking about? I said, what's good? I said, man, for real, man, I've been meaning to holler at you anyway. He was like, for real? I was like, yeah, man. He was like, for what? I was like, I was like, man, you know what's up? I was like, man, look, it ain't nothing like that. I don't know, you know what I mean? I just want to holler at you on some business stuff for real, man. He was like, I ain't doing no business, Weezy, man. I told I need this job. Like this, you know, like, I know I'm cool, man, but like, you know what I mean? This is my personality, man. Like, I'm just a nice guy. Like, he was like, but I need this job though, man. He was like, man, like, then it's other stuff, man, I gotta worry about, man. I was like, other stuff? What are you talking about? He was like, ain't nothing, man. Just, like, I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm getting backed against the corner, man. Like, it's funny you say that, man. And then as soon as I was about to get into the conversation, you seen the nigga Cupcake pause. He stuck his head out the door. He was like, hey, White, she want to see you now. I'm like, yeah, so, I'm like, all right. I'm like, yeah, so he was like, right now, though, White. I'm like, right now? I'm like, yo, calm down, man. He was like, nah, I'm just telling you, like, we trying to rotate these meetings. I'm like, all right, man. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna holler at you, man. He was like, all right. So when I dealt, Cupcake was going, like, I was going in, he was coming out. So I go in the council office, I sit down. You know what I mean? So when I sit down and I kind of had a little, when I did like this, I seen Wright standing on the wall. And I seen Cupcake taller than the nigga. You know, the dude, a little kind of short nigga slightly. Cupcake on top of the nigga, like, you know what I mean? Like, they by the wall and shit. He don't know what he's saying when they like right there. So I ain't paying that no mind. One thing for sure and two things for certain. Me and Officer Wright gotta have this conversation again, y'all. So boom. So I was like, you know what? You know what I mean? I ain't, you know, I don't know what's going on, but let me handle this meeting. Go in there. She said they was doing annual reviews probably 2 months ahead of time to kind of let me know everything I can do before I get to the annual review. Like basically like I need to sign up for a school, or I need to go to this program, or I need to complete this program, or I need to never catch no charge, or something like that. It was like a preview before the annual review. So I sat in there like 30 minutes with her. So after I finish, I come out, there's nobody in the hallway. So when I come in the pod, I look, Officer Wright is not in there. I look, he's in the booth. So I come back, you know what I mean? Lady let me in, I go up the steps, you know what I mean? Hit the steps. Go up the step game, hit the corner, walk down to my cells. I'm walking. Me and him made eye contact through the booth. I see him. I'm like, he like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, he telling me like, all right. So left it alone. So I go to my cell for a minute. I come back out, standing right there by the laundry area, chilling. So they about to go to dinner. You know what I mean? They about to go to dinner. So after everybody get ready to eat, I'm like, I'm not going. I think they had beefaroni or something like that. Some Garbino over there, man. Chili Mac game, something like that. I don't know what it was. It was something Garbino. I definitely wasn't going. So I'm not even dressed to go. I still got on my sweatsuit. I still got on my headphones. I listen to the music. So I'm chilling. So I'm standing up there by the laundry area. And then he came and did a round. He did the round on the bottom tip. So as he doing the round, lady said, exit for child. Exit out for child. Look, laundryman dipping out too. So I'm like, I went and took his chair because he got a chair. If he's not sitting on the washer and dryer, there's a chair right there, a little plastic chair he sit on. I took his chair. I sat in the chair. So I just waited for him to do his rounds. So when he do his rounds, he get up there. Well, I was at word. He start talking. He like, yeah, man. What's up, dude? I was like, man, look, man. I said, man, you can't be scared to get money. I said, man, listen, man, money heals everything. I said, whatever you going through right now, I'm letting you know now, money will heal that junk, right? He was like, man, look. Told you, man, there's other stuff going on right now, right? Like, you know, it ain't nothing like, you a cool dude, like, ain't nothing like that. I just, you know what I mean? I said, look, what if I give you $300? He was like, I can't do it, White, man. I'm just being honest with you, man. I can't, man. I can't. I was like, you can't? I was like, you can't or you won't? Like, which one? He was like, man, I really can't. Like, I said, if you can't, then that means you can kind of fix that, man. Like, come on, bro. I said, you don't want to get no money? You don't want to get no money. So the sliding door still open, everybody going to child. You know what I mean? So that's when right there, I'm talking to him. His back is to me because his back is to the slider. You know what I mean? Because he's standing facing me and I'm facing him and we talking. You know what I mean? So he like, yeah, man, like, crazy, man. I was like, all right, so look, you say you had something to talk about, bro. I can probably fix what you got going on, bro. Like, I mean, I know I'm locked up, but I was like, I can give good advice, bro. What you going through, man? What you got a problem with your girl? You got stuff going with the kids? What happened? Your baby mama acting crazy? I said, what's going on? He was like, man, I thought I did want to talk about it, man. But I don't, man. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, you hear, Wright! Hey, Wright! Hey, Wright! I was like, I looked around and I was like, I seen the nigga Cupcake. He was like, don't you supposed to be out front of the building? I told you I need that. Like, it wasn't nothing like 3 dudes still left in the pod. But it's the way he was like, don't you supposed to be out in front of the building? I told you I need that. And it ain't nothing like 3 dudes in the pod. But like, they hear him snap on Wright like that. Wright was like, I'm coming that way. I got to finish my round. He said, you taking forever. I was like, Wright was like, man, I'm going to holler at you, White, man. Open up the back door. Boom, lay open the back door. He was gone, y'all. So boom. Number 2, that was the second time that the dude Cupcake kind of like, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say he's fully stepped on my toes, pause, like, but still though, man, I'm like, every time I'm talking to Wright. So I'm like, man, hold on, man. Like, I'm starting to figure stuff out. Not on no stuff that I'm thinking that Officer Wright gotta talk to me about figuring stuff out. But I'm like, I wonder if he's already moving for the nigga Cupcake. Now, Cupcake, if he was moving for the nigga Cupcake, he was keeping it on the low. He wasn't out there slanging and banging, getting to no bag like how I'll be doing. Like, he definitely wasn't doing that. But sometimes people are so sneaky. Sometimes people will get the sack and give it to somebody else, and you never know, it'll be in a whole nother building, and they'll never get their hands dirty, man. You got to hustle smart in there sometimes. So I just started feeling like, I wonder if the nigga Cupcake got him goddamn bringing this package game. Like, I wonder. But I'm like, I don't know, though, man. I'm like, man, anything's possible. So I just, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I'm going to holler at my man in 62 pod. Now, that's the pod that the nigga Cupcake is in, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm gonna holler at my bro. So when Child was coming back, I seen the nigga Wright out there outside waiting for everybody to come back. I'm in the hallway, everybody come back. I'm standing by the barber door. When everybody start coming back, I see my man. I'm like, yo, you see me? Like, what's up? He's like, we ain't go to Child. Like, bro, I don't eat chilling back, bro. I said, well, no, but look. I said, yo, man. I said, I'll holler at you. I said, he's like, come in the block. So the Lawrenceville suite, I walked straight to his block. Now, I'm not going to go in his cell. I could have went in his cell, but I walked straight in the block with him. You know, they got the big block, so they got 2 microwaves, phones everywhere. So we walk over to the side. I'm like, yo, he's like, what's up? I said, yo, dude, Cupcake be getting a la or something. He was like, what? Why you say that? He said, I don't be talking to him. I said, I know you don't. I said, I don't be talking to him. I said, I just been wondering, like, you know what I mean? I said, man, I wonder if he got Officer Wright bringing that joint, bro. I said, don't say nothing. I said, I've been trying to get Officer Wright to see if he could bring this package game, bro. You know what I mean? He was like, I don't know. He was like, but I don't know if we bring up a Cupcake. All I know is Cupcake always talking to that nigga, man. They always ducked off in the closet, back door, all type of shit, man. He was like, I didn't even know they had a chemical closet back by the handicap on the bottom tier. I didn't know either until I saw it in 30 building. There's a door over there back by the handicap cell, like on the bottom right side of the pod. And it's like a closet type of area, man. I don't know what that is, man. But like, he said he seen Cupcake back there with dudes. So I'm like, man, that junk crazy. He just telling me, like, yo, like, I don't know. He was like, I don't know. I don't think. He was like, he don't be no la-la. I ain't never bought no la-la from nobody like him or nobody he know. So he was like, I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, man, this junk crazy, man. I'm like, this junk crazy, man. I'm like, this junk wild, man. So I'm like, man, I'm like, for real though, I was just asking because I'm trying to see what's up with bro, man. He was like, you might can kill him. He like, dudes in here be trying to holler at him, but I ain't seen, you know what I mean? Like, nothing happened. So I'm like, all right. I dapped bro up and slid, y'all. So boom. I got a little information that I needed. Now I went back in the block, kind of being a little bit more knowledgeable about what I'm thinking about as far as if this Officer Wright dude is really coming through for Cupcake, because they kind of too cool. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to catch them when they call this rep. So when they call rep, when everybody came back for lunch, they call rep. You know what I mean? They call rep, I stay in. So Officer Wright, he definitely come in the pod. You know what I mean? He come in the block, ain't no 4, 5 people in the joint. So I'm sitting down by the table. He come into the joint, did his round. Then after he finished round, because I guess our pod was the last pod, so he did the top 10. He came downstairs and he seen me sitting by the table. He went to the brick wall. So he go to the brick wall. I pull up on him. I said, yo. I said, Right, man, look, man. I said, man, look, man. Look, what's up, man? I'm trying to, what could bro, 400. Let's negotiate. Then he was like, it ain't about the money, White. It ain't about the money, man. I said, man, what is it about then? I said, look, if you messing with, I shouldn't have said this, but I said it. I ain't even gonna lie. I said, man, if you rocking with Cupcake game, pause. I said, you rocking with Cupcake, man. Like, I ain't trying to step on no toes, man. Like, you like, I ain't rocking with nobody, man. He was like, man, but look, he thought for a minute. I seen him think. He thought for a minute. He was like, you know what, man, Weezy, look, I don't know if you can help me out or what. He was like, man, but look, man, for real though, like, man, I need your help, man. I was like, you need my help? What do you need my help with? Like, I said, I need your help. What you mean you need my help? Like, I didn't know what he was talking about. He was like, man, he was like, I messed up. I was like, what you mean you messed up? He was like, man, never mind, man. I was like, never mind. What are you talking about? He was like, man, look, man. He said, man, see if you can holler at Peaches, man. He trying to blackmail me. I was like, blackmail you? I said, what he caught you doing? He was like, man, something with one of these other officers. I'm like, something with one of these other officers. I said, what he going, like, how's that going to affect you if he tell? He was like, cuz, bro, I ain't trying to mess up what I got going on with my girl and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, so I'm like, what you want me to do? He was like, man, holler at him, man. Holler at him. I said, what is he bribing you for, though, man? He was like, man, I don't even want to talk about it, man. He was like, man, just holler at him and let him know that, man, I'm just end up quitting, man. Like as much as this hurt, man, like, that's why I've been looking like this, White, man. Like, just, man, please, man, keep. I was like, bro, I don't even talk to this dude, man. I don't talk. He said, I know you don't. That's what's gonna make it better. He said, man, pull up on him and let him know that, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, you kind of know, bro. I was like, man, look, man. I said, yo, so, all right, if I complete this mission, because y'all already know this mission right here can't be free game. Y'all already know that. So I said, yo, if I complete this mission, you know what I mean? Like, what's in it for me, bro? Like, real talk, man. You telling me to do this and talk to the boy game? I don't really do this, bro. So if I do this, what's in it for me? He was like, man, look, man, I'll do, man, look, I got you. I got you, man. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, I need this job, bro. I need a job. I was like, man, I was like, all right, man. I'm going to see what I can do, man. Like, be honest with you, man, I can't make no promises, y'all. So, boom. I went on the dip for everybody, came back with Wright. I dipped back up the steps. I hit the corner. He was still standing by the break wall right there. I look at him like, I wonder what this dude talking about. I'm going to see what's going on, though. You know what I mean? I'm going to see what's going on. So we come back. You know what I mean? They do the dinner. Now it's lockdown time. We locked down. I don't see Cupcake. You know what I mean? So now dude go home. Right go to the crib. Right gone. So we come back out later. The dude Cupcake still got the access granted pass. He be all over the place. So I was like, man, I'm trying to find a spot where I can talk to him somewhere that ain't gonna look like I'm trying to holler at this dude or whatever the case, man. But I was like, for real, man, I need to see what's going on. You know what I mean? I need to see what's going on. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, you're crazy, man. So there was one dude, you know what I mean? It was one dude, man. And he was cool with the laundry worker dude. I ain't gonna say his name either. But he wasn't from Tidewater. He wasn't from Richmond. But he was one of those dudes that was kind of just really cordial with the boys. Now, I don't know if he was shake, rattling, and rolling or not. I scanned him as soon as I got in the park. Because I seen him talking to a boy that was in the other part as soon as I came in. So I scanned him and came back clean. But he was just one of those dudes that was like really cordial with the homosexual dudes, man. Pause. So like, I don't know why, or you know what I mean? Was he into that? Or that's just, he was just a nice guy. I don't know. Don't get me to lie. But he was in the block. He was a cool dude. I used to know him because he used to come through and spend a couple dollars when I used to get the roll-ups. I used to have a tobacco for sale, whatever. So I knew him from that. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying that this wasn't something that, you know what I mean, that I got there that I really needed him for. I just didn't want to get caught talking to the boy Cupcake Dolo. You know what I mean? Like, just randomly. Like, maybe it was they called me from the council office and I'm out there. Then, you know what I mean? But otherwise, it looked shaky. So I pull up on dude. I say, yo, look, man, I need a favor. He was like, what's up? I said, because he slept in the first cell, the very first cell. Like, as soon as you come in, and when I say that brick wall at, it's a cell right there. There's 3 showers, and there's a cell right there. He slept in that very first cell. So, like, majority of the time, his door be open slightly. But the way his door open, you got to kind of look in his door to kind of see in his cell. He had one of those type of joints. So, he used to be in the cell. Dudes be in and out the cell. But he was cool with the nigga Cupcake. So I said, yo, look, man, I need a favor. He was like, what's up? I said, bro, listen, I'm going to strike this weekend. I said, man, look, I'll throw you a fees in, man. I said, look, I need to talk to the nigga Cupcake. I said, but for real, I need you to be at the door to referee this shit. I said, because I don't want nobody to feel like I'm in here on some one-on-one. He said, what you need to talk to him for? I said, man, look, don't worry about it. I said, man, I'm trying to fix something, bro. I said, if everything pan out with that, I can really look out for you. You know what I mean? I said, but I need you to put this meeting together, bro. Can you do this? He was like, I can do it. So it was a little bit later on, you know what I mean? So I'm in the cell. He called me, hey, Weezy. I'm like, I didn't even know the nigga Cupcake came in. So I was like, yo, he was like, what's up? He was like, come on. I was like, he down here. He was like, yeah. Shoot down the steps. I'm like, I get down the steps, I go in the cell, I open the door. I seen the nigga Cupcake, he was standing on the wall. He was like, you want to talk to me? I was like, yeah. I was like, look, man. I said, look, I know me ain't gonna be talking to nothing, man. He was like, I mean, say what you gotta say. I was like, look, calm down, man. Like, he was talking to me. I'm like, but still, calm your ass down. Like, he yelling, he about to yell at me. I'm like, man, calm your ass down, man. Your goddamn old ass Pam hairdo all Martin looking ass, man. Better chill the hell out, ready to fry his up lies and them. But I'm like, look. I say, yo, look, man. I say, yo, look. I say, yo, the dude, Wright. I said, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm trying to do some business with him. I'm trying to make it happen, man. I was like, but he's saying that you gonna tell this girl that he was messing with a CO, you know what I mean? All of this other shit, and that's gonna fuck him over and all this shit. I was like, man, look, man, how much can I pay you, man, to just let him be, man? How much can I pay you? He was like, what? I was like, how much can I pay you to let him be? He was like, man, you can't pay me nothing because the same thing you trying to do is the same thing I'm trying to do. I said, oh, you trying to get the package? He was like, yeah, both. I was like, both? What do you mean both? He was like, I'm trying to get the package and his package. I was like, what? I was like, man, come on, man. The conversation went left immediately right there. I was like, yo, listen, chill out. I ain't coming here to talk like that, man. What are you talking about? He was like, nah, he lying to you. What'd he say? I'm going to tell this girl that he was messing with a CO. He was like, nah, that ain't what it is. That ain't what it is. I was like, what do you mean that ain't what it is? Like, that's not what it is. I said, well, what it is then, man? He said, what it is that me and him was messing around. I was like, what? I said, oh my God. I said, you lying, man. He said, I ain't got no reason to lie. Why you think I'm trying to bribe him to bring me this package? Yeah, forget that. That made me do all this other stuff, and now he don't want to bring no package? I said, man, shh. I said, man, he shake, rattling, rolling? He was like, yeah. I said, man, he gonna bring that damn package.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments. Get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart just to open your eyes up.